Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Well, rain's not my problem. If I, pay my rent late, you're going to, attempt to evict me.
Nearly 58% of people in Fargo are renters, and with hundreds of choices, it pays to do your homework before moving in. Thanks for joining us tonight. One renter says it's been empty promises, months of waiting, and hundreds of dollars out of pocket.
The Dakota on Veterans apartment building advertises a pool, sauna, and community room, among other still unfinished amenities. And one man says he wants to know why he's paying for them with no work being done. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric looks into what the rental agency is calling slow-moving construction.
Since May, Tristan Mowry and his fiance have called this home. It's advertised as having great amenities.
There's supposed to be a pool, a hot tub, a sauna, a gym, and a community room.
All things sitting unfinished, and all things Mowry says he's paying for.
We were promised that the amenities that come with the apartment would be finished by the second week of August.
This is where it's supposed to be. There's concrete poured and some plywood up. Other than that, not much happening. He says he keeps asking for a timeline.
Never a clear answer, so we just stopped asking because they're not done when they said they were going to be done. So my guess is we're not going to get an honest answer as it is.
I just talked to my construction manager. The pool people are going to be here tomorrow through the end of the week. The building's going to start being framed early next week.
GM Jason Morris says work is being done. He says it's been a wet summer. That's contributed to a slight slowdown in the construction of the largest number of apartment units under one roof in the state.
So with a building this size, we chose to open it in phases. The first phase opened last September, the second phase 3-4 months after that, and it hopefully will be fully completed within the month.
In the meantime, Morris says residents can use the same facilities located at their other apartment buildings in town.
That's your job as management to take care of these things and deliver things on time. It's not mine.
As for Mowry, he says he's looking for a way out of his lease. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The Better Business Bureau offers plenty of tips for those looking for apartments. We have put a link on our website for more information. And if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576. Call that number and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case.
With school starting in the next couple of days, the West Fargo Public School District sent out information today about the employment status of Aaron Knodel. We reported last week that Mr. Knodel was showing up on students' classroom schedules. Today, the school district confirmed that he will be teaching English at Cheyenne High School during the 2015-2016 school year. At this time, he has not signed up to be an advisor or a coach for any extracurricular activities. Some drizzle out there today, making it for a pretty cloudy and cool day. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see if it'll brighten up anytime soon. Hutch?
Well, it looks like a very cool and wet evening for some, especially in our southern counties. To the north and west, though, things are a little quieter, and that's where we find warmer temperatures, but warmer, relatively speaking. 66 Grand Forks and Devils Lake, 70 in Minot. Right now, the heaviest rain south and west of Fargo in southeast North Dakota, focused on the Lisbon area. The showers will continue into the evening. It's going to be soggy, especially for southern counties. Temperatures hovering in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees the next couple of hours. Another cool night, and it looks like wet for at least another day for some of us. I'll have hour-by-hour details on the return of summer,
good.
Here in a few minutes.
Sunshine and summer.
Indeed, that's a good combination.
Yeah, all right, thanks, Hutch. A GoFundMe page has been started for a family who lost their home in a fire. The Kostreba family has the clothes on their back and managed to save just a couple of safes, a TV, and a family heirloom before a bulldozer tore down the rest of their home. Crews say it looks like it started in the garage and then quickly spread into the home and up into the rafters. Still no word on what caused the fire. If you'd like to donate, though, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The city of Fargo is tearing down a house that has been considered a heavily damaged eyesore and dangerous. This house was damaged by fire and, as you can see, was sprayed with graffiti. Fargo's housing inspector says over 50% of this home at 14th Street and 1st Avenue was damaged by the fire. And according to city code, if it's not cleaned up, it has to be demolished. A public hearing will give the owner a chance to explain why the home should not be demolished. At that August 31st meeting, the public can also share their views on this home.
Roseau, Minnesota marked a milestone today, the near completion of its flood protection project. In June of 2002, the Roseau River spilled over its banks in the city of Roseau, flooding 2/3 of the homes and businesses there, causing $100 million worth of damage. Now a 4.5-mile long diversion channel is nearly completed. During times of high water, it can divert much of the Roseau River around the east side of town. The $45 million project includes miles of trails for hiking, biking, and ATVs, along with plenty of habitat for birds.
We now have a diversion channel that protects families, protects jobs. It's exactly the sort of investment in our infrastructure that we should be making.
Since major valley flooding in 1997, several other cities, including Grand Forks, Crookston, and Wahpeton, have completed flood control projects. Meanwhile, a possible diversion project for Fargo-Moorhead is still years away.
President Obama has said instead of putting people behind bars, addicts need help. He wants more drug treatment centers across the country to combat the increasing heroin addiction problem.
Now, while he says heroin use is a national problem, Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson found out that here in the Valley, many say addicts don't get the help they need.
Heroin gets the headline, methamphetamine gets the headline. At the end of the day, it's alcohol.
Regardless of the type of drug, many suffering with addiction in the area are sending a cry for help.
They treat addicts like they're criminals instead of somebody that has a health problem.
Jeremy Kelly is a co-founder of the Fargo-Moorhead Neighborhood Project, where they offer a needle exchange program and give addicts a listening ear.
North Dakota has a real lack of services for this kind of thing.
Kelly wants a community attitude change, saying solving the area drug problem should start by saving lives.
They'll turn people into the police just for having paraphernalia on them. So a person goes there for help and ends up in jail.
Treatment center beds are certainly at a premium.
Michael Kaspari with First Step Recovery says the problem is complex and growing. He says there are long wait lists to get help and a shortage of people who want to work in treatment centers.
The problem with treating this disease is when we evaluate a patient here that needs a residential level of care, it can't be in 3 weeks. It needs to be yesterday.
Kelly blames the lack of help for addicts on the way people view them and oftentimes ignore there's a problem at all.
There's hope, and that there's people out there that care for addicts, and we want to see them get better. And in the meantime, if they're not willing to quit, we want to see them at least stay safe in the meantime. So, and we want to keep our community safe. That's the biggest thing.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
The Fargo-Moorhead Good Neighbor Project is calling the community to rally with them on International Overdose Awareness Day. It's called Fed Up, telling the federal government they want people to have access to affordable and evidence-based treatment. It's on the 31st from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Veterans Memorial Bridge.
Some Fargo students will be in a new school this year, Ed Clapp Elementary. It's right across the street from Essentia Health. And that's the reason, at least in part, for a partnership between the school and the hospital. Today, some healthcare workers at Essentia got a first-hand look at the new school. The partnership will allow the hospital to provide mentors for the kids, and they'll work on all kinds of health-related issues, from nutrition to bike safety. School officials say in addition to the activities in the school, the students may well provide the hospital with some artwork or do some concerts there.
There are probably few more personal gifts that one can give than the gift of time and the gift of self. And today, both of those gifts are very evident at Make-A-Wish in Fargo, and they're from a 10-year-old girl. A camera captured the moment as Morgan Halgren, with help from the people at Make-A-Wish, unloaded tubs of toys. Morgan turned 10 in June, and for her birthday, she asked to help others. She knocked on doors, talked with people, collected hundreds of toys, markers, and coloring books, even gift cards for Make-A-Wish. Her goal to help kids so they can forget about their illnesses and feel joy and happiness. 2015 marks the 30th year for Make-A-Wish in North Dakota.
That's a story you can like, and you can remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook as well. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.
Well, later here on Valley News Live at 6, where getting in is easy, the fun starts when you try to get out.
Missing a record high today by only 40 degrees. The warmth does return after the rain and wind. I'll have hour-by-hour details in your forecast next.